Hello, Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do a review of Love After Lockup Season 5, Episode 4-5, titled Without Trust You Have Not. Let's get started. The first couple is Daniel and Bianca. Daniel comes home to the apartment. Bianca is in the kitchen getting herself a glass of water. Daniel asks her for water. She told him no. Because he didn't get her coffee, she is not going to get him a glass of water. Bianca is childish and petty. Anyway, he told her he talked with Cousin Robert. Then he asked her if she thinks she has a problem with alcohol. She said no. He asked her if she told Cousin Robert that she had a problem with alcohol. She said no. Then they showed a clip of her saying to Cousin Robert that I may have an alcohol problem. But I don't think when she said it, she really meant it. If she really meant it, she wouldn't have said it. She was just playing around. Then she said, Robert was drunk. He doesn't know what he's talking about. She said, I like to drink. There's nothing wrong with that. Then she said, I don't drink every single day. So Daniel said, you also told him that I don't do foreplay. Bianca said, I told you that. She said, I told you that to your face. Daniel said, why would you tell that to Robert? So she told him what she liked in the bedroom, and he promised to do better. Then he told her that she is codependent on him. He told her that he would do things for her, but he is not going to do every little thing for her. Daniel is not playing with this heifer. Next, we see them hugged up in bed. She asked him to get her coffee. Then we see him pouring coffee. And now we know why he refused to get her coffee that first time. It's because Daniel does not know how to pour coffee. He poured coffee, and he poured the majority of the coffee on the floor. Yeah, he's been in prison for 5 years. He don't know how to pour no coffee. Before that, he wasn't pouring coffee. He knows nothing about pouring coffee. Then they looked through his prison box, and all it had in there was photos of Bianca and letters from Bianca. Then they decided to go for a walk. And Daniel brought the ring with him because he thinks that this may be the time to propose. So they are walking and holding hands, and Daniel started to freak out. I guess being outside in the open got to him. He told her that it's a lot and it's not natural. In that moment, I thought she should have just let him alone and allow him to go through what he was going through, but not Bianca. Bianca just kept pestering him. She kept asking him, what's wrong? What's wrong? You're holding my hand weird. Don't hold my hand like that. You're walking too fast. Stop. What's wrong? And she was just bitching at him, and he's trying to tell her, this all is too much for me. So then they got to arguing, and then he walked off somewhere. And then she starts to cry. Anyway, she walked around and she found him. And they talked and they hugged. And now they're friends all over again. But I still don't think she see him or understand that he just needed some time to be alone or to just be in the moment. She kept bothering him, harassing him, asking him questions. And he said, I told you, this, I don't feel good. This doesn't feel right. I'm freaking out. Yeah, he doesn't need to be with her. No. Next up, we have Brittany and Keyrock. So Brittany and her friend are shopping for a wedding dress. The friend urged Brittany to call her PO to find out if marrying Keyrock will help her process getting approved to go to Texas. The PO told Brittany that it's not a good idea to marry Key Rock hastily because it will look suspicious and it may look like fraud and she may get disapproved again. Brittany doesn't agree with what the PO is saying, and neither do I. They are together. They've been together. So what if they get married? How is that fraud? But in real time, I heard that they're still in Virginia. They never made it to Texas. So Brittany's friend told her that she should tell Key Rock what the PO said. But all Brittany cares about is getting her wedding dress. She said she is not going to tell Key Rock about what the PO said. So next scene, they're getting ready to get married. Brittany is worried about what the PO said. Key Rock is picking up on her lack of enthusiasm, so he asked her if she really wants to get married. She said yes. He thinks that the reason she's moody is because she wanted a huge wedding and she wanted her family at the wedding. But he accepted her yes for what it is, and him and Coffee go off to meet the officiant and set up the area for the wedding. Brittany's friend came over to help her get dressed, and Brittany is stressing the hell out. She is not sure she is doing the right thing by getting married right now. Anyway, she go to the venue, and they're at the altar. Her and Key Rock are at the altar, and right about before the officiant started to marry them, she told Key Rock that she had something to tell him, and the scene went off. Next, we have Zaria and Troy. Apparently, Zaria's parents' house caught on fire. But everyone is okay, thank the Lord. Zaria said that the psychic predicted that the fire was going to happen because the psychic did say that she said something about unexpected destruction was coming. So now Zaria believes everything that the psychic has been telling her. Next, Zaria's father picked up Troy to go to the church to check out a space to host the Project Hill event, since Zaria did not pay the rent at the building they were at before. In the meantime, Zaria's mother is not happy with Zaria for going to see a psychic. Her mother says the psychic do the devil's work, and she believed that's why her house burned down, because of the devil. Then we see Zaria's father at the church parking lot telling Troy how everything is going to be set up for the Project Hill community event. But Troy has nothing to say. He has no input. He is as silent as a church mouse, and it's supposed to be his event. He is the community outreach project specialist manager or something. He's the one that should be telling him how everything's going to be going and how things are going to be set up. Then the father took Troy inside the church, and he wants Troy to practice speaking at the podium. Troy talked about his father. He blamed himself for his father stressing out because he kept going to jail, and he thought that helped with his father's demise because that helped stress his father out. And I'm surprised that he mentioned that he is the reason his father was stressed, was because he went to prison. Because most prisoners, they don't think about what their family are going through. All they care about is you putting money on their books. Back in the 60s and 70s, did they have people putting money on books? I don't even think they had that in prison. People putting money on books. The prisoners just had to eat what the daggone prison people gave them, or the guards gave them, and be satisfied with that. Now they got all kinds of candies, hostess cakes, and all kinds of stuff. Razor, shaver, comb, pads, everything. They got everything in the commissary that you can eat, you can have. I don't think they had that in the 60s and 70s in the prisons. I don't think so. And now they have tablets. They get their laundry done for them. I mean, well, you know what? Let me stop fantasizing prison, because no matter what they got up in that sucker, I would never, ever want to go there, okay? Anyway, Zaria's father thinks Troy is the next preacher in training. But Troy is not trying to be a preacher. He thinks he can help people who have problems, about, I guess, incarcerated people who just came out of prison or are in prison. He thinks he can help them, but he does not want to be a pastor. Next, Zaria's mother comes over to the apartment to see Zaria, and she's wearing a foxy brown afro wig. Can she wear that? Isn't she supposed to be the first lady Don't she have a first lady status to uphold? And the wig was sparkly too. He had sparkling stuff in the wig. I should have gotten a afro wig and worn that for this video. That's what I should have done. Anyway, Zaria is one selfish, spoiled brat. Her mother's house just burnt down, and her mother is staying in a hotel trying to, figure out how she's going to get her house put back together. And all Zaria can talk about is having a wedding and having her parents pay for the wedding. Wow. Zaria told her mother that she wants her biological father to walk her down the aisle. And I was waiting for it because I knew that guy was not her father. So we find out that Zaria was adopted. She said when she was 3 years old, her adopted parents told her that she was adopted. She said she has a relationship with her biological father. She said she met him a year ago. She said he didn't know anything about her, but him and his family welcomed her with open arms. Zaria said she does not have a good relationship with her biological mother. She said when she was 18 years old, she found her and she reached out to her, and the biological mother was not happy. The biological mother told her that it was a closed adoption, which means do not contact me. Zaria cried. She feels as though her parents did not want her, and I felt bad for Zaria. Next up, we have Kimberly and Joey. Kimberly took Joey out to eat and told him that her divorce is not final. Joey went off. He said, "What the hell have you been doing? You need to file for divorce." Joey got up and left out of the restaurant. He said he feels betrayed. He said he can't trust her. So Joey's outside talking to the camera person, and he is most worried about Kimberly buying a house that may be partially the ex-husband's house, since she is not divorced. Joey goes back into the restaurant and doubled down on why he should not get a job. Joey's funny. Joey said, "Why should I get a job and pay for a house that your ex may get half of?" Joey does not want a job, and he's pulling everything out of his ass, every reason out of his ass why he's not supposed to get a job. Joey said, "I'm not an idiot." Joey said, "Let's get a lawyer." So Kimberly, she ate humble pie and she apologized profusely to Joey. And now she's worried that Joey is going to be upset if the DNA comes back saying that her oldest son is not his child. That baby is too cute to be Joey's baby. Okay? Sorry, Joey. I calls them as I sees them. Last but not least, Melissa and Louie. Last time we saw them, they were arguing. Louie said he slept on the couch. Then we see Louie training his female client. He's hugging her. He's touching her. He's grabbing onto her. He's getting behind her and, doing the rope thing. If that was a male client, Joey would not have touched that client. So I don't see why he had to touch that woman. All he has to do is demonstrate the exercise and tell her what to do. And tell her what she's doing right and tell her what she's doing wrong. He does not have to touch her. I would not want my trainer touching me. While he's training this client and touching her and then getting behind her and everything and showing her how to do the ropes and everything, another female is recording it. So next we see Melissa. She's at her bartending job. Her messy-ass friend comes in and shows Melissa the video of Louie training the fake client that TLC hired. Melissa is not a happy camper. Next, Louie and his friend go to the area where he planned to propose to Melissa. I must say, Louis is promoting the hell out of that pizza restaurant. He is wearing the hell out of that pizza shirt. Every scene, he's wearing that pizza shirt. Everybody in New Jersey, they're going to flock to that pizza restaurant hoping to meet Louis. Anyway, him and his friend, they draw in the sand the proposal to Melissa. Louis told his friend about the fight he had with Melissa, and now he seems to be having second thoughts about proposing to Melissa. Next, we see Joey at the site, the proposal site, waiting for Melissa. She is 30 minutes late. She finally shows up, and she doesn't even apologize for being late. But he makes her walk up to the tower, up to the top of the tower, and she's wearing heels, so she's bitching, grapping, and moaning that she's walking up these steps in heels. They get to the top of the tower, and she's still bitching and moaning, so he shows her the message in the sand. Then he got down on one knee, presented her with the ring, and asked her to spend the rest of her life with him. Melissa said yes, yes, and yes. Melissa loved her ring. She is one happy camper. She is so happy that she does not even care about him training and touching women anymore, just as long as she has that huge rock on her finger. And that was the end of the episode, and this is the end of my review. Thank you so very much for watching. Princess on a Pillow here. Bye.